Thank you.
Thank you.
Now recognize the gentleman from Iowa, Mr. Feenstra, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I want to thank you, Secretary Rollins, for being here today. I'm so impressed with what you've done in the first several months of being in your administration. I just think that you're delivering on Trump's America First farming agenda, and that is so important. I mean, promises made, promises kept by his administration, and you're taking full advantage of what's happening there for our families and our communities. I want to talk about, you came to Iowa, thank you very much.
I did, it was wonderful.
I have the second largest ag district in the country, and you probably saw that we are very involved in biofuels, ethanol and biodiesel. And I would just love to ask, where do you see that going, and how can we continue to make sure ethanol and biodiesel is successful as we move forward? And what can USDA do in those arenas to make sure that we protect our farming community and create those markets for our farmers?
Yeah, I had such a great day in Iowa, and I mean, that part of the country is just so special. I had a little comment coming from behind. And it was really encouraging. I will note that this president has been, again, resolute in his support of the industry. But one thing I want to note, and Mr. Vindman brought up the trade war, but trade recalibration / discussion. But the UK deal, the first deal that was just struck 3 weeks ago in the Oval Office, ethanol went to a 0% tariff under that
huge.
deal. 3 days later, I was in the UK talking to the leaders there. They were so surprised, first of all, to have the Secretary of Ag there because they hadn't seen one in a long time. But secondly, the idea that we can move our ethanol around the world in an unprecedented way is so tremendously helpful to our farmers in the parts of the country that rely on that. So I think the future could not be brighter, sir, for your constituents in that part of the country. And I'm really proud of that.
Yeah, thank you. I am really proud of it too, and where this is going to go and how it's going to grow. I do want to talk a little bit about SNAP benefits, because I want you to answer the question, which is wonderful. I mean, what we're trying to do is simply reduce fraud, waste, and abuse and error rates. And some of these states that have massive error rates, they don't care, literally don't care. And that is wrong.
We can't even get the data.
Right, and we can't even get the data. I mean, it's shameful. And that's the story that's never talked about.
That's right.
And I just want to say, what we're doing in the Ag Committee is just simple. It's just saying, hey, we want to protect the program and reduce ag fraud and abuse.
That's exactly right. And again, I can't overstate the amount of money, of taxpayer dollars, that was just willy-nilly thrown into the wind in the last administration. It is stunning. And I don't say that as a political stunt. I'm not trying to get in a back and forth with the Democrats on this, but it is absolutely astounding without really any regard to the taxpayer and how their money is being spent and ensuring that these programs are meeting and reaching the people that really need them. And so that's what we're working to do.
And thank you for that. I really appreciate that. And we just got to get these error rates under control. We absolutely have to. It's fiscal responsibility to the taxpayers. The taxpayers are the ones that are funding all this. Just want to talk one more moment. On our export markets, we look at corn and soybeans and things like things that, that go bump in the night on the pricing, commodity prices and stuff like that. What can we do to open more markets? You just talked about the UK. Thank you very much. Where do you see other markets providing more market access to some of these commodities?
You know, I've been so far to UK and Italy, talked about those countries, but also the EU. And 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I'm headed to Vietnam, Japan, and India. After that, I'm headed to Peru and Brazil. I have been really surprised, but in the best way, at how excited these countries are for us to be there on the ground, how they understand that the 15% average tariff put on our American agriculture products versus the on average 5% that we put on their products. They understand that is not sustainable, that we've got to do better in putting our American products forward. As I mentioned, Italy imports $75 billion in ag products every year. Only 1.7 billion of that is from America. This is one of our best partners, more aligned with our values than most any other country. So just being on the road, working around the clock, sending the teams out into the world, the president being the chief negotiator, not allowing Americans to take a back seat ever again. This is going to be a game changer.
Yeah, well, I just want to say thank you, Secretary, and I also want to say thank you. I had the largest bird outbreak of avian bird flu in my
You
district, in
do.
the 4th district. It was awful, but
Yeah.
you stepped right up and you got it done. Thank you so much. And finally, you have to come to the Iowa State Fair and do the governor's steer show. I hope you're there. Thank you.
I will be there. She
All
and I are
right.
going to show steers against each other.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Gentleman's time has expired.